to TV Burp. On Coronation Street, Dev tries to rekindle his love life.
Let me have a little look at them. Well, what about yesterday? You let me see them yesterday.
That's enough! Costume budget runs out on Emmerdale. And it turns out Big Brother's Chantel has a sister who's just as talented as her. Don't you hate it when you go into a pub and Charles Kennedy has got to the bar first? No, of course not, no. This was relocation, relocation, relocation. It's like location, 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 only instead of them not buying one property at the end of the show, they don't buy two. We met mother and daughter who like to live together. And who, in theory, are looking for two particular properties.
Loads of us dream of it, but this week we're helping a mother and daughter do it. To up sticks and leave this urban jungle.
They want to rule their own roost and buy themselves a country pub with B&B.
They're after the perfect country pub and B&B. So what do Kirsty and Phil show them round?
It's not quite what you set out to achieve.
What a lovely country pub feel that's got. Drink, anyone? Please, do sit down. Feel free to use the ladder. Isn't it weird when your fireplace ends up looking like the Crazy Frog, though, eh?
Bing, bing, bang,
Ah, Kirsty. The thinking man's Kim Marsh.
I've come here to bath.
And I'm going over there to wash my hair. I'm sure a lot of fellas out there have often wondered why Phil and Kirsty have never got it together.
Cheers to
Fine, my mistake, fair enough. Live and let live. Inspector Morse's sidekick Lewis is back, here on ITV1 with his own show. Yes, it's quite a lavish affair with their potent mix of crime, Oxford and classical music. But I think they scrimped a bit on the opening titles. The pace is fairly gentle, and at 2 hours it looked like it was a challenge for Lewis himself.
My experience, people don't always think straight.
I think part of it is the choice of music. Take the car chase. See, I'm used to something a bit more upbeat, like this on Life on Mars. Exciting, eh? See, with Lewis, the action's the same, but the music... See, if you change the music, you change the whole feel of a show. See, if you change Coronation Street's title music... changes the feel of the show. Take Heartbeat.
I am an Antichrist.
Take the ITV News. Changes the feel of the show. EastEnders.
I was looking for a job and then I found a job.
Yeah, obviously it's not always the case. Oh, excuse me.
Hello?
I'm loving this game.
I know you're loving this game.
What would be a surefire way to open a show, though, eh? Something that's really going to draw in the viewer. Now, picture the scene. You're sitting watching TV one night, minding your own business, when there comes a knock at the door and... it's Daniela Westbrook and Derek Acora after their Betterware catalogue.
All right, I'll have the chamois.
Yes, it's Derek Acora's Ghost Towns. And this time, he's in Stafford. Yes, Stafford. And why do the people of Stafford think it might be haunted?
Local residents flock to the ghost truck to tell us about their paranormal experiences.
I believe Stafford is definitely haunted.
It's just not a nice place to walk about, really, you know.
Not a nice place to walk about, really. That's half the country, mate. You don't need Derek or Corey, you need half a dozen Asbos. Even the ghosts in Stafford have got an attitude problem.
Anything, touch any of us, just do something.
Oi, leave Derek alone. I think we've all done this, haven't we, lads? You can't find the loo, so you use the shower cubicle. Where are you? Sorry? Oi, watch it! A perfectly good pair of suede shoes ruined. On EastEnders, Keith and Rosie Miller got back together and celebrated with a romantic evening in.
I'll be home in a minute.
I was thinking, you know, we could give the dog a bath together this afternoon, just because.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Yeah, then when we finish that, why don't we eat the nits off each other's hair? Now, what's your worst nightmare, though, eh?
How's that? We're allowed to do this. It was a long time ago, I haven't had any complaints since.
Good grief, it can't get any worse, can it? What's going on? Nice to see those salsa lessons have paid off, Pat. Mind you, look at Joe, the teacher. Look at his dancing. That's just popping about a bit, isn't it? That Joe, the salsa teacher, I recognise his voice from somewhere.
Billy asked Honey, the barmaid, to marry him.
Mr. Ben went into...
It's the bloke off Mr. Ben.
As if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared.
One day, Mr. Ben decided to get his washing done. So he went into the launderette. As if by magic, Pauline Fowler arrived. "What do you want?" she said, and pretended not to be interested in him. "Oh, come on, you know you want it really," said Mr. Ben, and tried to force himself upon her. Just then, Dot Cotton walked in. "Oh, I say," she said, and Mr. Ben ran out of the shop adjusting his trousers. Yeah, well, you get the idea with that. This whole Pauline and Joe thing, will they, won't they? If she's not careful, she's going to lose him. That's why I wrote to Pauline this week. Yes, well, I felt I had to. Don't you hate it when your top lip sticks to your teeth, though, eh?
It was obviously a total Fruit Loop.
It's ITV1's hit new show, 11th Hour, with Jean-Luc Picard playing Chief Scientist Ian Hood, investigating the effects of global warming on some of the major cities in the world. Sydney, Bombay, Helsinki, Rotterdam, Copenhagen, Barcelona, Lagos, New York, Rio de Janeiro, Los Angeles. Oh, my God. And Norwich. How would the world cope without Norwich? The nerve centre of the key cutting and shoe repair industry. Imagine a world without Norwich. Where would we go for our puppet entertainment if there was no Norwich Puppet Theatre? And where could we purchase the same wide range of mustards available at the mustard shop? 15 The Arcade, Norwich, if Norwich itself was destroyed. Go, Ozone, go on, clear off. I'm kidding. I love Norwich. Hood was also looking into a mysterious suicide.
I wonder when he created this file. Maybe he's still alive.
It was 9:30 this morning. Hey, he's gone. heard. He must have done this before he killed himself.
Yeah, he must have sent the email before he killed himself. Not necessarily. It could happen. As a general rule, if your husband doesn't hear you the first time, girls, just repeat it in a higher voice.
She could be dying. Jake, our daughter, your daughter, she could be dying.
It's casualty. And you know, it's never too late to change your career.
Did you hurt your wrist again when you fell? No, it's getting better. But it's still playing havoc with my love life.
You have to excuse my mother. She's always wanted to be a stand-up comic.
Yeah, I wouldn't open with it. Hey? While on Holby, Nigel off EastEnders was involved in a power struggle.
I really think that you should apply, for no other reason than that competition is good. And the staff prefer taking instructions from you.
Well, they probably prefer taking instructions from Nookie Bear rather than Napoleon, but who is the better leader?
Who is the better leader? Nookie Bear or Napoleon? There's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the break. Go on, Welcome back. Bed shortage on Holby.
I'm in bed.
Pete Burns seen without his makeup.
Travelling.
And this week we discovered the true identity of the banker on Deal or No Deal.
Deal.
It was Rita all along. Yes, it's Corrie. And Dev was on top form using every acting method in the book.
The Stevie Boy!
The Stevie Boy! Do you do that thing with the windows on your doors? Make them different sizes according to the size of the people you've got visiting? Yes. He's a big bloke, is our Fred. I said he's a big bloke, is our Fred. But he's on a diet. He went to eat some nuts this week, but thought twice about it.
Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Save him for later. I said save him for later. I tell you what, though, there is such a wide range of greetings cards available these days, isn't there? Almost one for every occasion.
What does it say?
To Sarah, I still think of you as my daughter. Weren't we a wonderful family until your mother insisted on spoiling everything? Happy birthday. Love, Richard.
Yes, a new range of bitter greetings cards. We've got some of them here. Look at this one. Happy anniversary, darling wife. 25 years. Wasted being chained to you, you bitch. Why can't you cut me loose and allow me to soar? Another one. Congratulations, son, on passing your exams. Now perhaps you can move out, get a job and stop bleeding us dry, you misfit. And then this one. At 21 today, you've got the key of the door. Can me and your mother have it back, please? Rather fun. The Fonz is back. He's alive and well and living in Sun Hill.
And he also does evening.
Hey, it's the Fonz. Yes, it's our own The Bill. And romance was in the air.
Cindy, I'd do anything to make you happy. And if kids mean that much to you, then all right, let's just get on with it.
Well, if you put it that way, I'll get me shorty nighty. At Sun Hill, Romani and DC Terry Perkins stumbled on a rather disturbing murder case.
What's it?
Someone's been going round murdering dolls.
We saw a doll's head under the chair in the living room. Whose is it?
Yeah, what have you done with the body? Who's going to break the news to Teddy? I think it could only be done by one of the other toys. Ring, 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 ring. Oh, there's no one there. We'll have to break the door down. No, it's okay. Look, here comes someone. Oh, hello? I'm afraid it's bad news. Oh, no, not Dolly. Yes, I'm afraid Dolly's been murdered. Did she have any enemies at all? No, not that I can think of. Look out, Sarge. It's a Teletubby with a gun. Oh, look. But here comes Mr. Ben. It's Mr. Ben. He's sorting out all the Yeah, well, you get the idea of that. Well, I was very pleased to see that Kiss are getting back together. It's rock school, too. Self-styled rock god Gene Simmons teaches kids to rock. Gene was worried about the kids' low aspirations. Mind you, he hasn't always got the highest aspirations himself.
I can walk into a party and walk out with your wife.
I'm sure she's perfectly charming. Early on in the show, Gene gets to meet one of Lowestoft's own rock gods.
I'm an old rock and roller myself. Been in bands 30-odd years.
Anything I've heard of?
You may have done. I was in a band called Splodgeness Abounds.
Of course, yes, Splodgeness Abounds. They had that hit, what was it called?
No, double time, baby.
Well, I can see why it's called 2 pints of lager and a trays of scrapes.
Yeah, 2 pints of lager and a trays of scrapes. Yes, like the sitcom, 2 pints of lager and a trays of scrapes. I've got their album here, as a matter of fact, yeah. Here we are, Splodgeness Abounds. They named a lot of their songs after sitcoms. There's Men Behoving Flangely, My Flampley, and my favourite, The Vicar of Dibley. Which brings us to Royal Anecdote of the Week.
Royal Anecdote of the Week.
On one occasion, it was the King and Queen of Tonga. One of the horses pulling the carriage lifted its tail, and what I can only describe as a cracking explosion of wind rattled through the carriage. The Queen put her hand on the King's knee and said, "I'm terribly sorry about that awful noise." And in a flash, he leaned forward and said, "That's quite all right, Your Majesty. I thought it was one of the horses."
One of the horses. Yes, it's Paul Burrell. On ITV2's Australian Princess.
I suppose you're wondering why I'm stood here with an empty suitcase.
Don't tell me, you're off to Kensington Palace to get some more stuff. Hey? No, be fair on Paul. To the Australians, he's a sort of superhero. And like all superheroes, he has his special powers.
I know how to set a perfect table. I've set a table for over 300 people. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it.
It's Super Butler! And it's all leading up to a big dinner for Australia's top brass.
Colonel Khalil Patel is attending, an ex-British Army colonel.
And I was actually putting faces to them.
He is yeast intolerant and not very good with women.
He sounds like a bundle laugh. Poor Paul. As hard as he tried, the girls just didn't get the importance of good table laying.
The spoon was underneath the fork.
What? Spoon under a fork?
I had 3 peppers on my table.
I had 2 salts.
What's going on?
What's going on? Spoons in the wrong place? Surfeit of pepper pots? It's utter chaos! Call Super Butler! The problem is, he's dealing with Australians. Australian etiquette is very different to English etiquette. If you're inviting an Australian friend round, here's how you lay the table. Remember, it's paper plate, can of lager, bog roll. Even though he no longer works for her, you can tell he's still a bit wary of the Queen.
Head of the Commonwealth, defender of the faith, the Queen.
The Queen, God bless her.
She's not here, is she? Let's not forget, this is a competition, and the prize is to come to England. I've heard Norwich is nice. And one of the girls is singled out for special treatment.
Congratulations, Laura Kay. The time has come to have a treat, and I feel you will respond well to the encouragement. An upgrade to business class.
I don't believe it. Upgraded to business class. Good job he didn't mention the complimentary slipperettes. It's not just laying tables, though. No, Paul was keen that they learn some royal pursuits, such as fencing. It's Borrow. He breaks into your house, lays your table, and vanishes into the night, leaving only a B written on your mirror in lipstick. Well, the would-be princesses tried their hand at archery.
And release the bowstring.
Hooray! That's all from us, and to sing us out, it's Splodgeness Abounds.
2 pints along with a packet of crisps, please, over here. Oi, 2 pints along with a packet of crisps, please. 2 pints along with a packet of crisps, please. What you serve me? 2 pints along with a packet of crisps, please. 2 pints along with a packet of crisps, please. 2 pints along with a packet of crisps, please.
Cats here with more Stars in Their Eyes Kids next tonight, with even more sequins. After that, the stakes are high in Dancing on Ice. It's Vegas night tonight. Bit of a gamble at 5 to 7, followed by Millionaire. That's at 8.